guys, what is up? A little bit under the weather, been sick the past few days, that's why I might sound a little nasally. Yeah, so I just bought the AUTOOL Injector Cleaner, probably like some of you guys did, and I used it for a little bit. It's a good unit, but you soon realize that when you put bigger injectors in it, it does not quite hold up to the task. The pressure drops down every time the injector fires, and because of that, you might not get like a really consistent reading, you know, like every time you go through and run the injectors to see like what the flow test is or whatever. So, you know, people talk about replacing the pumps on forums and stuff like that. So I just want to show a video and just kind of to walk you through how easy it is, because it is really easy. So, you know, if you're wanting to go out and buy one of these, but you've got, you know, some ridiculously sized injectors and you don't think it'll be able to handle it, well, you can fix that and you can make the thing work for you. So I'll show you. This is my AUTOOL unit. It is the CT160, I believe. So it's the one that'll do 6 injectors at a time. And I put 2 of my 80-pound Siemens Deca injectors in there, and it was not keeping up. So what I did is I took off the side panels at first because I thought maybe that was how you get to it. And then once I looked in there, I realized, okay, just take off the back panel. It's pretty easy. So all you gotta do is take off the back panel here. It's just 6 Phillips head screws, 3 at the top and 3 at the bottom. So once you've taken the back cover off, this is pretty much what it's gonna look like. Now I have swapped out the stock pump for this blue one. You're gonna have something in here that looks like this. It's gonna have like a black top. And it's just got these 2 spade connectors connected to it, and they put like some type of caulking or RTV on it to keep it on there. There's nothing special to that. Just pull the RTV off with a pair of pliers and pull off the spade connectors. And then there'll be 2 screws, 2 Phillips screws, one here and one there, that hold this flange, this like sealing flange, down into this tank. Now you want to make sure you drain this tank, which still, it's kind of hard to get all of it out of there, but just drain it so you don't make a mess when you pull this thing out of here, because there'll still be some of that solution that you have in here if you have used it already. If you haven't used it yet and this is the first thing you're doing, then obviously it should be dry, but in my case I'd used it before, so yeah. But yeah, so the size of this pump and the size of the stock pump, which is right here, see it says AUTOOL on it, it's basically a Walbro 255. So you can fit, you know, any pump that is that same size into this rubber flange. And the only thing that holds it in the rubber flange is the tightness of the flange and this hose clamp right there that you just tighten onto the pump. So pretty simple. On the flange, there's also like a little sealing surface. It's like right here. And that's like a really tight fit down into this cavity. So what you'll have to do to get the pump out originally is you'll have to take like a flathead screwdriver and get up underneath in here. This gap will not be there. So you'll have to like work it in, but it's rubber, it'll comply. And then just kind of work your way around and then pop it up. And this whole unit will come out of there. You also have to undo the little swedge lock fitting for the hose, because this attaches right here on top. And yeah, it's pretty much as simple as that. You know, you've got the 2 Phillips here, you got to pop this thing out, you have the hose clamp, you have this clamp and 2 wires. And like I said, it's as easy as changing a fuel pump in any other car. So chances are, if you're doing injectors, you know, you're a guy that's a mechanic or girl, you know, you've done this kind of work before. Just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of how easy this task is, because I really wasn't sure at first, but I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. I have some spare pumps. And yeah, this worked out. So I'll put a link in the description to this pump that I'm using. Like I said, I think it's like a 340 or 390 liters per hour one. It's an E85 pump, so it should be fine with whatever I throw at it in here. But it's sold by Quantum Fuel. Like I said, I'll put the link in the description. And yeah, it's pretty much as simple as that. You know, this is obviously, you know, it's plugged into 120 volt, but there's an inverter in here. I assume this is it, that sends 12 volts to this pump to turn it on. So it's just just a 12-volt system. Like I said, you know, any 12-volt pump that'll fit in this flange will work, and yeah, you should be good to go. So I didn't show it, but I crimped these spade connectors on the end of the pump leads, and they'll plug right into here. All right, so we have 6 80-pound injectors in here now after I upgraded the pump. These are like 875 cc's. So what is that? 875 times 6. It's about 5,200 cc's right now this thing will be dealing with. And we're gonna put it in high-speed test, number 4. Ooh. So number 4 here. And I'm gonna hit start, and we're gonna watch the system pressure here. So all the injectors are shooting, and right now it looks like we are holding fairly steady. It's bouncing around a little bit, but trust me when I say the other one was way worse. And the lower I make it, the less it moves. But for me, I run at about 48 psi, so somewhere about right there. And honestly, it's keeping up. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's all I can ask for. And this is the high-speed test, so this is the fastest test that that this thing would do. So pretty stoked on that. An easy upgrade, and yeah, these injectors are all over the place. That's what happens when you send all winter in the 85.